Crystal clear blue water, sunlit cliffs rising above white beaches. Yeah, that's Lefkada, a Greek island that many people still overlook when planning their trip. Even though it's one of the easiest to reach, and honestly, one of the most beautiful in the country. It's the kind of place that looks unreal in photos, but when you actually get there, it somehow looks even better. And the truth is, where you stay here can completely change your experience. So in this video, I'll break down the best areas to stay in Lefkada, depending on what kind of trip you're planning. The main thing you need to know is that Lefkada is simply too big to explore on foot, and public transport is very limited. Basically, not something you can rely on. So whether you have your own car, plan to rent one, or you're okay spending more on taxis and boat tours, that will heavily influence where you should stay. The second important thing is the difference between the two sides of the island. The west coast is where you'll find those famous beaches Lefkada is known for: Porto Katsiki, Egremni, Milos, Kathisma. This is where the dramatic cliffs and that unreal blue color are. But there are no major towns here, and getting down to most of these beaches takes some effort. On the other hand, the East Coast has calmer water and a more practical setup. It may not be as Instagram perfect, but this is where you'll find larger towns, better infrastructure, and overall a much easier and more comfortable stay. What I usually recommend is pretty simple. If you're coming from nearby countries, drive here with your own car. Otherwise, rent a car, stay somewhere on the East Coast, and explore the island from there. But of course, it all depends on your travel style and preferences. So let's go through the best places to stay in Lefkada. Let's start with Lefkada Town, located in the north of the island, right at the entrance. This is the main hub and the most practical place to stay, especially if it's your first time here. You've got everything in one place: restaurants, shops, supermarkets, nightlife, and a nice old town area that's great for evening walks. Now, in terms of beaches, you're not right next to the famous ones. The closest beach is Agios Nikitas, which is actually very nice, but for places like Porto Katsiki or Egremni, you're looking at roughly a 40 to 60-minute drive. So this area is best for people who want convenience, a bit of nightlife, and don't mind driving to different beaches every day. Moving down the east coast, you'll find Nidri. This is probably the most popular tourist base on the island. It's lively, easy to navigate, and has a long promenade full of restaurants, bars, and tour agencies. It's also the main departure point for boat trips, which is a big plus. The sea here is calm and great for swimming, especially if you're traveling with kids or just prefer relaxed conditions. When it comes to location, Nidri is a very good middle point. You're about 30 to 45 minutes from the west coast beaches like Kathisma or Porto Katsiki, depending on traffic. This area works really well for couples, families, or anyone who wants a balance between comfort and exploring. Just north of Nidri, you've got Nikiana and Ligia. These are smaller, quieter places with a similar setup. Good if you want something more relaxed but still close to everything. On the southern side of the island, there's Vasiliki. This place is known for windsurfing, thanks to the strong afternoon winds, but even if you're not into that, it has a laid-back, slightly more alternative vibe compared to the East Coast. The beach here is long and decent, but the real advantage is the location. You're closer to the southern and some western beaches, so this area is a good choice if you want a quieter base, don't mind being a bit further from the north, and plan to explore the west side more often. On the west coast, one of the few places you can actually stay is Agios Nikitas. This is a small, traditional village with narrow streets, a great atmosphere, and direct access to a beach right in the center. From here, you can also reach Milos Beach by foot, which is one of the highlights of the island. Kathisma Beach is just a short drive away, around 5 to 10 minutes. So, in terms of location, this is probably the best spot if your priority is being close to those famous west coast beaches. The downside is that it's small, can get crowded in peak season, and parking can be a bit tricky. Best for couples and travelers who care more about scenery than convenience. If you're looking for something more peaceful and a bit more upscale, Sivota is a great option. Located on the southeast coast, this is a small harbor village with a very relaxed and slightly more premium feel. You'll find boutique hotels, villas, and a few really nice restaurants by the marina. It's not a place for nightlife or busy days, it's more about slowing down. In terms of distance, you're around 40 to 60 minutes from the main West Coast beaches, so you'll need a car for sure. This area is ideal for couples, especially if you want something quieter, more private, and a bit more refined. There are also a few other places worth mentioning. On the west side, villages like Kalamitsi and Athani are closer to some of the best beaches on the island, but they're smaller, more remote, and you won't find much happening there in the evenings. On the east coast, Perigiali, Nikiana, and Ligia are quieter alternatives to Nidri, still well connected but less crowded. And of course, there are plenty of standalone villas all around the island, especially if you're traveling with a group or looking for more privacy. So overall, Lefkada isn't about finding one perfect location. It's about choosing the one that fits your travel style. So this was a quick guide on where to stay in Lefkada. Hopefully it helped you choose the right place for your trip. If you found this guide useful, feel free to subscribe for more videos like this, along with plenty of travel content from my trips.